What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We are going to be doing a 0 to hero challenge on the Priest, and specifically I'm going to be doing Disc Priest, which is my least favorite healer by far, and the one that I'm probably the worst at. And I think that this is going to be an absolute ton of fun. I am ready to do this. I'm ready to suffer for you guys. It's it's not going to be that bad, but it's a healer that I've never resonated with too well because it requires a lot of setup time, a lot of prep time. It's just not like my jam. So I really want to challenge myself and jump into to this challenge and to try and actually get a certain amount of IO and try and push as far as we can in Mythic Plus. And I'm going to set out the rules of what's going to happen right now. There's going to be basically 5 guiding principles for this challenge. Okay, number 1 is going to be that I have to play alone. Okay, I can't play with any friends or any guildies, anybody who might want to help me here. We're just going to try and pug this entire thing. We're going to be pugging every single key that we run. Okay, the second one is that I can only do Mythic Plus to get this challenge. I can't go to raid to get any additional gear from somewhere else. We are just trying to do this in the Mythic Plus environment. Okay, number 3, I'm going to have to use my Mythic Plus key, and I can't use anybody else's. So I can't go and try and get into a random group. I have to only use my key, which could be very frustrating, especially once we start to get every single key done, because the next part of the challenge is that the goal that I'm going for is that I'm going to try and obtain 2,500 IO rating, and I'm going to time all the keys on a +10 level. I believe timing everything on a +10 is basically 2,500 IO anyway, or a little bit above that maybe. So we'll have to see how that kind of math works out. But the goal is to get at least 2,500 rating and to time every key on a +10. Now I can only use my key, so that means that occasionally there's going to be moments where I'll just have to run my key and try to get a better one, right? Or try to get one that I'm looking for. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating, but we'll see what happens there. Number 4 is no crafted gear. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to use anything of that. The gear I can get is only from Mythic Plus. And then there's no guides and no resources that I'm allowed to use either. So I'm going to have to just do this with my own knowledge and my own understanding of the game and try to figure it out with there. I will be streaming it on Twitch. So if you want to see this, come over to twitch.tv/ZukoVibes. Come check it out. I'm going to be streaming and I'm going to be trying to do it over there. And I will obviously get the help from some of you guys if you have any helpful suggestions on what I might want to do in terms of my talents and stuff. But that's actually the part that I'm really excited about as well, is I'm excited to really explore all kinds of different builds with Disc Priest that maybe aren't the meta, because I'm not even going to be looking at what the meta build is supposed to be. I do not care. I'm just trying to do this for fun. And a huge part of the game that is really fun for me is actually exploring all the different builds and the different ideas, things, you know, the Void Weaver builds versus the Oracle builds. Like, I'm going to be really, really excited to do that. That's my favorite part of this game, actually, is that part of the season when we're trying to figure things out. I think that's why I like to play so many alt characters, is because when I play a new alt character, I have to figure out what's going on. I have to test all the different builds and kind of get a sense of what it's like. So that's going to be the most enjoyable part of this whole experience for me, is just figuring out what I'm going to be playing on the Disc Priest and what build I really enjoy the most and where I'm going to go from there. Okay, so those are the rules that I've kind of laid out there, and that's kind of the challenge that's going to be happening. I don't have a specific time frame yet on how long I'm going to take to do this. So any suggestions down below. I've heard some people do it like in 2 weeks. They want to get it done by. That's the timing. I think I might do something like 2 weeks, but I don't have an official timer quite yet. I'm going to work on that on stream with everybody. And yeah, that is the challenge in a nutshell. I do want to look at some of the talents that I'm excited about looking at as well. Stuff I'm most excited about, I think, is going to be like Ultimate Penitence in particular. I know this is not a talent that I think any Disc Priest takes. Like, this is not something you're supposed to take, but there's so many really cool synergies with this talent that I'm very excited about. So I'm going to be exploring builds that use Ultimate Penitence, and if there's any talents in the tree that are particularly not utilized, those are the ones I'm definitely going to try and use, because if you guys know me, it's just like, that's my jam, man. I want to try and make it work, right? Whatever talents I think are the most underutilized. So Ultimate Penitence absolutely falls into that bucket, especially because of Heaven's Wrath. So every penance bolt that you fire reduces the cooldown of Ultimate Penitence. You can do like an Oracle build where you have the Premonition of Insight, and you'll reduce the cooldown of your next 3 spellcasts. So you can basically press Premonition of Insight and then go penance into penance into penance into penance. You can do 4 in a row, and they're going to fire off a whole bunch of bolts, of course. And that's going to be reducing the cooldown of Ultimate Penitence by quite a bit, right? It's 2 seconds per bolt, and you can actually get extra bolts as well. You can fit in a Radiance there. So you could get like, I don't know, 12 or 15 bolts of Penance, which is going to reduce the cooldown of Ultimate Penitence by 30 seconds, which is significant. So there are some interesting synergies here that I'm excited to explore. The other big one that I was thinking about for Void Weaver was Collapsing Void. Each time Penance deals damage or heals, Entropic Rift is empowered, and it does more damage. So you can like send out the Entropic Rift by pressing Mind Blast, I think, right? And then you pop Ultimate Penitence, and it just makes the Rift do way more damage when it's ready to explode at the very end. You can make the explosion way bigger. So on both hero trees, there's a really cool synergy going on with Ultimate Penitence, in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to be using this talent 100%. The rest of the talents, we'll have to wait and see. I have no idea what I'm going to be picking up, but just bear with me there, okay? So this is the beginning of the Zero to Hero challenge. I have no rating at all yet in Mythic Plus. I can't even click on the Mythic Dungeon tab for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because I'm not leveled up yet. I'm only level 75, so I need to get to level 80, and then we'll start doing Mythic Plus. And again, we're going from 0 to 2500 rating, and we want to time every key at a plus 10 level. That's the criteria that I'm working with, and only on Disc Priest. No friends, no raid gear. I have to use my own key. No crafted gear. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos talking about this, and you guys can come along with on the journey with me. I'm going to be doing it on Twitch, so come see it live. If you want to see it, twitch.tv/SukoVibes. Would love to see you there. Thanks so much again for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.